let's open and see. Firstly, it's made in India. It's called Reaching Millions for Fitter India. Okay, these are thick and heavy, so I don't want to take it out because again putting them back all in is going to become a huge task, and I don't have anybody over here to help me out. Chandan is also busy working downstairs, so I will give you a sneak peek for now, and when the people will come over here to assemble, of course you are going to see the. Let's show you some sneak peek. This is the wheel that turns. This is the stand that holds it while it turns. These are some screws that will hold the stand and the wheel while it turns. See, I came over here and mom needs a little bit of help, so I'm trying to help her out, and she just feels that I'm doing it only for the sake of vlogging, but no. I actually started helping her, and then I got my camera to record it. She does get all the help that she would like, and then she keeps mentioning that I do it only for the vlog. But regardless of it, don't you think that it's still beneficial? Even if I do it just for the vlog, she just still gets the benefit. Amma, Appa. I really enjoy wearing this hoodie. This is something that I purchased when I was going for Avengers Endgame, because I wanted to wear something. And when I purchased this, I totally did not expect it to be of very high quality, because the idea for me was I'm going to purchase it, wear it for that particular show and be done with it. But this is pretty good quality, man, actually. I don't know, I don't think this is a branded one. This is mostly a local one. And today, since it's Thursday and all, I thought I'm going to do Ask Away Thursday. There are a few questions that were asked to me, by few of my friends. I didn't really do a Q&A session for a while now, so I thought might as well actually do that. I know today's vlog has been delayed. That's especially not today's, yesterday's. That is because there was a constant power cut, and because of which I was not able to, my Mac was completely getting off and I couldn't edit, of course, and I wanted to basically shoot a Q&A session, which of course I need light for, and UPS was drained out, and there was a constant rain that was happening, because of which there was a power cut, I guess, and that is why I couldn't actually do it. But that's not an excuse, I understand that, so that is why I'm doing this Q&A session now. So Ask Away Thursday has been sort of shifted to Friday, which will be posted on Friday itself. So let's do this. How did you start your journey as an entrepreneur? Being an entrepreneur was something that I always wanted to do. Like, I never wanted to work under somebody else, because I just did not like the way the kind of authority draws over in certain big organizations. So even when I was in school, I always wanted to do something for myself, have my own company. And I remember people used to laugh about it, because entrepreneurship was not something that was common back then. It's just only recently that it just started booming up in the last decade especially. But and then when I came into engineering, that is where I met Advait. So we had a lot of bonding going on. So he was very much of a logical guy, and I used to have different strategies around certain technologies that we were building. I was really good in terms of product designing and thinking about the market and making sales happen. So because of this, our skills used to complement each other very well. And I remember sitting on the terrace on his, at his place, and we were just thinking about, okay, maybe we should just start building something. We should just start studying. And finally, what we tried to do was thewoodcase.com. Yes, it was called thewoodcase.com. It was supposed to be like a news website. This was highly influenced by Mashable.com. If you haven't, Mashable.com happens to be really, really popular after Huffington Post. So we wanted to create something similar in India. So that was the idea behind it. But after that, we were doing several cycles, and we always wanted it to be perfect. We were just chasing perfection the whole time, which is not a right thing to do. While doing that, we actually acquired a lot of skills, and we wanted to use these skills to make some money for the company, and then perhaps go with the other ideas that we had. It could be building different products for education, working on AI, building a research team, several others. So even before we start this particular company, the service company, we had to make some money to start the company, because our financial advisors, they said that you'll need around close to 1 lakh. So we started working at different jobs. The first one was Soft in Malleshwaram that I went. I wasn't very happy with their timing schedule, so I just left the job after a month. And then afterwards, I joined an Australian company called Made in India. So there I gathered some money. And once I gathered some money, Advait also gathered some money from his company. He used to work at Implement HIT. And after that, we started the company. And since then, there's been no stopping. What was the most happiest moment of your life? I think people will have different phases of life, and I think instead of saying that the happiest moment of the life, I would rather categorize it, because that is a little bit a difficult question. So I would rather categorize it as, what is the lately most happiest moment that happened? That would be pre-COVID era, where I went to Bali, because there are a lot of special things about that particular trip. It was my first solo trip, first international trip. My parents came down. I mean, a lot of really, really special things happened, and it enhanced my relationship with a lot of people, and I was able to experience the whole travel. Because of all my entrepreneurship adventure, I was not able to travel. I used to pretty much work, including Saturday and Sundays. Advait and I have really toiled for the company back then, so we just did not have the freedom to go out. So this travel was really, really different, exhilarating, and totally enjoyed it. I would say that one is the happiest moment that I can lately relate with at the moment, because there was a lot of turning points during that particular trip. As we all know, most of the people in this world end up working on something professionally that they never intended to do, and their passion was somewhere else. But due to their financial situation or any other circumstances, they would have ended up where they are. What would you suggest them to do to pursue their passion? I think following your passion in this world, regardless of whatever it is, I was fortunate enough to not have responsibilities in regards with my families. I didn't have to provide for them, because they toiled, they were well settled, because of which I had the freedom to experiment whatever I wanted to do. But even in that particular case, I still had to hustle. I had to tell my dad that no, I'm not gonna work, because my dad was convinced that I had to work elsewhere and get some experience, and only then start my company and get my MBA. So I was against all of those things. I had to hustle from that particular point against all the other people. We used to meet other people, and they used to they basically start undermining you, right? Because you are just kids, have a private limited company. Oh, they just talk about how great it is at first, but then they just start treating you as kids, which we had to hustle through again. So I think any particular passion will definitely require you to be a lot more efficient, constantly learn. Constantly learning is something that's very essential, which a lot of people will not do. For example, if you are looking to be a musician, let's say you want to be a guitarist, I think you should definitely keep playing every single day. And if you have to be playing every single day, what you're gonna do is finish off the existing job in the most efficient way possible and try to retain that mental and physical energy. You need to have that willpower. So once you get back, you have that sanity to just sit out there and practice for a couple of hours and then finally wind things up. And I think you should just start, like for example, I mean, taking the same example of a guitarist, I think that person should definitely try and talk to certain cafe managers, go and jam there, make some money, and keep increasing the reputation, keep improving their own reputation, and finally find better cafes and, you know, better programs, and collaborate with other people as well, and finally find that network. And also having a mentor will definitely work. People say, hey, the elephant walks around and does a lot of exercise, but it will never become thin, or the whale swims every day and yet it is heavy. Similarly, they put a limit on themselves, saying this is the best I can do and this is something I cannot change. What do you think of this statement? Firstly, the former part of this particular question, the elephant is not doing the exercise to actually get slim, first of all. And the whale, though it swims and everything, the idea is not about losing weight. Coming to the latter part, if the person themselves, they believe already that they cannot change and that is the best that they can do, I don't think there can be a change. I think any improvement will always lie in the belief first. You gotta first of all believe that it can happen. Only then will you have any kind of willpower to seek answers. So right away, if you just talk about how you cannot do something and that's the best that you can do, I think you have pretty much dried up all your options, because of which I don't think you'll be left out with any kind of willpower to do that. There was one more question. What is the best advice you have given to anyone? I don't know. I think it depends on the people who would have taken anything, because if it really worked for them, then well and good. Then it should probably be the other people that should be asking this. So I wouldn't say that, you know, whatever the advice that, I mean, whenever I'm trying to give any advice, I'm trying to do my best to give a best one. That's something that I can definitely assure. And whenever, but one thing that I always generally tell people is about decision making, and, you know, how you need to be making, and life is full of trade-off. That is something that I keep mentioning several times to several people. Your craziest thing you have done so far. So I'll take this one as the last one. The craziest thing that I have done so far is, I think, 2017 or 18 New Year, I guess. So we went to, you know, celebrate New Year. That was for 2018 New Year. It was in Kormangala, and we had a huge bash going on. It was in Indranagar actually. There was a huge bash going on, so there was a lot of party happening, and end of the day I was just completely sloshed. I got so sloshed that when I woke up, I was actually 30 to 40 kilometers away from the place that I was in. I was on a huge king size white bed, and I was on 30th or 35th floor, I guess. I just see outside and I see just the depth, and I'm like, which bloody place am I at? I'm in somebody else's apartment. I have no idea when I came. I have very vague memory of things. There's just some flashes here and there. And then I also see that my watch was missing, my Casio G-Shock, which I really like, because that's the first thing that I purchased with my own salary. And then that was missing, and I was like just seeing everything, and then I started calling out for my friends, and then I realized I've gone to one of this, my friend's apartment. So apparently, since we were sloshed, he actually took us over there, and he didn't know. Actually, I had taken a place to stay at in Indranagar, but he didn't know about those details. And of course I was lost, and he was the only sober guy, so he just took us to his apartment and put us all over there. And that I think was the craziest thing, because that has happened only once in my entire life. Like, I got lost so crazily, and during this particular time I even called a lot of people to wish them, and one of that particular call was to Bharat. And he even had the recording of me talking to him and wishing him all the best for the new year, which was like really crazy, because I was completely lost. I had no idea what I was talking about. Once I got back, he played that audio file for me. I should ask him. The other day I asked him for this audio file. He told that he might have deleted it, but just have to see if he still has it. Anyway. So I think I'll just wind up Q&A over here. I think there were some fun questions over here. better than the last ones I feel, but anyway, that's for you to decide. And I'm just going to wind up things over here because I have my food waiting for me. And she keeps disturbing me. I mean, I'm constantly telling as to how I'm doing a Q&A session, and she yawns in a melodic, like, you know, in a rhythm. Oh, she says. And then she argues back saying that that's not talking, that's just yawning. I asked her not to talk, and yawning was not part of the deal. And also, yeah, that's it, I guess.